last time.
I couldn't do it last time. I couldn't do that. I couldn't. I don't know how I did it last time.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Lack of Focus podcast with me, Bentley. With me today is Harvey, Quinn as usual.
Again. What number is this?
8.
No, it can't be.
Season.
It was 8 last time though. It was 9. 9 now, no?
9.
Cool.
Episode 9. Season 4.
Getting into it.
So I'm going to dispel something for you. I'm going to make a.
For them or for me?
Both.
Alright. Okay.
We have been putting the wool over your eyes a little bit, and as you've probably noticed, we've never revealed when we are.
We're not going to now, are we?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And the reason being for that is when we I'm going to admit some fault here.
What are you actually? Oh yeah, go on then.
Yeah, we regularly broke lockdown rules.
Doesn't matter though, does it? Because
Statute of limitations?
no, because Boris 120 party plus
Oh!
in his own house, right? So fuck you, mate. Come get me.
We were
Don't
doing
actually.
it all the time when we
Yeah,
started this
yeah.
podcast. That's what we were doing.
Yeah, it was during the.
So that's why we were never saying when we were. But now I will say that we're in the year 2022. It's around
Bloody hell.
June.
That sounds too futuristic.
And what he does actually.
Yeah, weird.
And I just wanted to discuss, Harvey, do you miss lockdown?
Yeah, massively. Do you know why though? Because I like the idea. Basically, everything in my life, I'm happy when other people aren't doing better than me. Right? I don't like other people to be doing well. It makes me, I'm doing nothing with my life. And then in lockdown, I didn't have to worry about any of that.
So true.
I didn't have to worry about any of that because all of you lot were doing nothing,
Nothing.
weren't you? And all the people that I know that are successful doing nothing.
It
Couldn't do anything.
Similarly, because like all of my friends who like had chosen to make money with their lives, right?
Yeah.
Were just they had like
They kept working.
no, it was worse than that because they sort of like held their breath from 18 through university and then got into their jobs, then got promoted, and then turned 30, working in the offices. Oh, I'm really rich.
One
I've got
day,
money, and then it's like, oh wait, now you've got time to sit with your choices.
That's a good point.
How
Yeah.
those choices? Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
This
How's that taste?
wasn't worth it.
How's that taste? Is it good? Is
Yeah.
it?
I mean, I'm saying it because I'm bitter. It's not.
Very bitter.
Yeah,
Yeah, incredibly.
No, I missed lockdown for the FOMO element of it.
That's it?
I wasn't fearing of missing out on anything.
Yeah, so I could just sit in my pans and eat cheese.
That's all I did.
Yeah.
It was all I did.
Crisps.
Crisps.
Yeah, dude.
So
Oh.
many crisps.
Talk
man.
to me about crisps.
Yeah.
So I do miss it. Because now I'm worrying about, well, if I'm sitting at home, people are probably doing things that I should be,
Well,
or they're going out having fun.
It's
and I'm
hard
having
being
no
friends
fun.
with you for that reason. I'll be honest with you because you are always doing something. With like various different vibey guys every single time. So like constantly that you're either like, and because we are technically colleagues. Technically we are colleagues.
Yeah.
It's like you'd be like, oh mate, should we go meet the producers or whatever? And I've literally said this on quite a few times. And he'll go, oh mate, we've got a meeting with the guys, and I'll go, is it a meeting?
Do we have to?
Is it a meeting that we have? Is
Is it just a catch up?
Is it not an email? Is it not just like shooting shit, chatting shit? Because I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why I think I've never really hit it off as a proper actor yet. And I'll tell you why. At drama school and growing up in industry, because can I shock you? Can I shock you? Drama school is a con, but I was the least successful child actor of my time. I was auditioning from a very young age, getting nothing. And other people flew off away from me, and I always thought those people were.
We're not going to talk about Stormbreaker.
Alex Pettyfer.
Not again.
He's actually not one because he's a scumbag in himself, but and I've named. Bro,
Oh.
I'll name you. I'll name you.
He's not.
I will. No, I know people who know him. Fuck you, man. And
we-
not just because you took my Alex Rider. It was a shit film. Fuck you. Fuck you for your choices. You suck.
We're allowed to.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Libel, whatever. Come for me, man.
Come at me. Well, we've got Boris coming after us. Might as well add him to the list.
Who's the third? George Lazenby. Your bum shuts.
George Lazenby. No,
What was I saying? Oh no! I'll say.
Yeah.
Because the acting. Oh yeah, you have to love it. and you have to be like hashtag actors life. You have to like read.
I don't have to do that.
No, you do, man.
No.
You do. I'm more a learner. You have to love. You have to love the stuff. You have to love the. You have to love, and you don't realize because you're quite an upbeat guy. So even when you're hating something, you're
hating, but in a positive way.
No, but people around you will think, oh, Harvey, he was a great guy, but you've left being like, what a bunch of cunts. I will arrive somewhere and you'll know. Listen, you'll know very early. You'll know very quickly if I'm not having a good time, because I won't hide it. And the thing is, I probably could hide it. I choose not to.
Do you know what I've realised as well?
Go on.
I say a lot. What you just said. I say a lot of negative shit.
All the
slag
time.
a lot of people. I slag people all the time.
Oh.
But the way I do it, I say it with a smile. I do it with a smile.
Yeah.
I do it with a smile, and like maybe a hand gesture that looks positive. And I've realised that people don't actually listen to what you're saying. They just hear the accent and tone, and then they walk away. That's why people think Jacob Rees-Mogg isn't an idiot.
Who's Jacob Rees-Mogg?
He's the guy with a really plummy voice. The politician.
Who does LS? Oh no, he's the. What's that chat show?
LBC.
Yes. Who's that?
There's loads.
He's great.
James O'Brien is great.
There's loads. He's great.
He's great. It's unrelated to the. Well, he did interview Jacob Rees-Mogg recently.
There we go. That's the link.
Yeah.
Didn't know the name of them.
But he's gotten away with being. Everyone thinks he's an educated, brilliant mastermind because he speaks very posh. But he is a fucking, he is a piece of shit. Jacob.
Do you know who else I don't like?
Whoops.
And this is a terrible reason not to like someone, right? Rishi Sunak.
Yeah.
Because he's tiny.
He's so small.
And
I hate it for a multitude of reasons, but the short one is the one that's
I won't get into my political reasoning here.
Yeah.
Like, I dislike Sadiq Khan because he has too many bike lanes in this city.
Far too many.
But he seems like a kind of okay guy. Am I right? Is that
I
right?
blame the angriness of cyclists whenever I step into a cycle lane by accident without looking left or right on him.
The cyclists are just such fucking losers.
Right.
Like, they're just such fucking negs.
The show is literally just slagging off people now. We've done...
And they don't need more cycle lanes, man.
How long? What time?
Crumbsy crikey or rather.
Hang on, wait. 8 minutes.
An 8 minute
Yeah,
timer?
we've started 8 minutes, so we've got another...
The show goes on.
Yeah, another 7.
Yeah,
so you're talking about... You have to be the life. Actor's life.
Yeah, if you really want to find the success within the industry, because people, especially in America, I found that when I went there a lot, when they'd be like, "Oh, so you're a good actor and whatever," I go, "Nah, I'm a bit of shit, really." They'll go, "Oh, right, are you not good at it?"
We had that,
and I'll go, "No. Listen to what I'm. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Listen to just get. You know what? Get your general vibe of me, right? Me walking into a room, being sort of a bit like, oh, you're a little bit British and that, and and that. What I'm telling you is, I'm brilliant. Right?
Yeah.
But don't listen to what I'm fucking actually telling you, because then I'm going to
yeah.
tell you I'm shit constantly.
But that's the gag.
That's the gag.
Don't let me explain the gag.
Do you know what I mean? I'll show you a
Ruin the
self-tape that I did this morning, and you'll see. You'll go, what a brilliant self-tape, Matt. But probably our agent and the person I'm kind of get a job off will go, what are you doing? That's shit, because they don't get it.
They won't get it. But that's on them.
Not the cast director, Sarah Crow is brilliant. The person she'll send the tape to the client, and the client will go, "Oh, I don't understand.
I don't want to take a risk.
Don't want to take a risk on that." Story of my fucking life. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. What a fucking disaster of a series that was.
No one watched it.
Take the risk.
Did they watch it?
Yeah, but
Which
take the
one's
risk.
There's that Narnia.
Yeah.
Is there a wardrobe?
It's the first fucking... Yeah, the wardrobe is very small. I mean, it should just be called Lion, the Witch, and the Door, because it is just the door that goes into
I thought it was called
that.
The Chronicles of...
Oh, God.
Didn't they rename it?
The Chronicles of Narnia. There was no wardrobe.
I always got that confused with one that Vin Diesel's in.
The Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah.
You know what?
Don't use Chronicles. Change the word. Why would you use Chronicles twice? 2 movies. Chronicles of.
When I was growing up, I think that film came around 2005, and I remember them making a game of the Chronicles of Riddick. Was he blind?
No, he just had sunglasses on.
Yeah, but why was in the game from the POV really difficult to see anything? I think I was just stuck in a cave for like 4 days.
Maybe he was blind. You didn't have a cane.
No, I was stuck in a cave.
A cave.
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 Muse.
So on that,
Go on.
not the cave or the muse or the
It's not a segue
blind
at all,
man.
is it? You're just
It's not really a
coming
segue.
at-
No,
yeah.
it is because what you were saying earlier about what was it? Obviously producers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, talk about that. And then
Them
you
boys
said, oh yeah,
sticking their oar in.
the part that where you said being self-deprecating and English.
Yeah.
Americans don't get it.
Don't get it.
They're just saying, but don't be so mean to yourself.
Yeah.
It's like,
Have therapy.
mate, get it.
Mate,
get
tried
it,
therapy.
grit.
It
Yeah.
didn't take.
It didn't take.
Didn't take.
It didn't take.
Gave it a whirl. Twice.
But
now.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so we have pitched our show.
Everyone's going to me. They're
To
going,
Americans.
Matt, what have you been doing? Fuddy-dudding around for 6 years, making a TV show. How's it taking you 6 years with all your talent and
it's mental.
connections? And I'll go, listen. Two things: the world wasn't ready. I wasn't. We weren't ready.
Definitely not.
The show wasn't good enough. And a combination of those three things have taken it to get to where we are now, where the show is good enough, we are ready, and the world isn't ready. Still the world isn't ready. That's why we're going to go on like BBC Three at like 11 o'clock at night.
Really late.
Really late.
They'll chop it up as well.
They'll put it through the ringer.
It won't be. But we'll get a couple of seasons out of it.
Yeah.
And then what will happen is we'll go on to do another show,
Yeah.
which will be very critically acclaimed, and then people will go back and watch the original and be
Exactly.
like, "Oh,
And they'll go,
get it."
we're cunts. And I go, yeah, you
You are.
You're
Sorry,
forgetting.
well, you are. Get out of my house.
Long story short, all it is, I had a friend named James and he died, which was fucking shit. He was a jovial guy, so won't mind me joking about that. He died in a car crash, and so I wanted to write a drama about how me and my friends dealt with his death. I wanted to be at his grave the whole time, talking with his mum, and my other friends, who we were 22, didn't know how to quite deal with his death, so they did it differently. I couldn't deal with that, so I wanted to write a comedy about that, sort of incorporated that, because I could write comedy in the same way that Superbad isn't about guys trying to get laid. It's about two guys desperately terrified to lose each other when they go off to university,
Getting older,
masquerading as a comedy. That's what our show is. It is a story of two guys dealing with loss, masked as sort of a fuck about comedy of two guys squandering the chance of a lifetime to make a show. I was filming the show with a pilot with another friend of mine.
Let's not slag him off.
The less we say about him, the better. And no, he's actually all right. It's just whatever. But it didn't work out. He didn't want to do the project, and that's fine. He went off, and he's actually quite a successful commercial actor now. Harvey was an actor in that.
I've been acting for about 5 minutes of that.
Yeah, and Harvey came to me once and was like, "Oh, well, I want to be an actor." And I go, "Quit your job, then." He came back to me a year later. He had quit his job.
Don't do that.
Don't do
what
that.
have you done?
Don't be actually.
What have you actually done? And here we are.
Don't actually quit your job. Anyway, he came on, did that pilot with me, and I saw a diamond in the rough.
Oh yeah.
I went, "Ooh, what's that? Get all that hair out of the way. They're good cheekbones. They're good.
Yeah.
Can you say lines in the right order? I'll do one better than that. I'll say them in order, and I'll put in a little witticism here and again. I go, brilliant, you're hired. I'll take two." Do you know what I mean? There was only one of him, so I had him.
Yeah.
And he came on as the producer at the time. Imagine you being a producer now. Not a fucking clue.
Imagine being a producer. Look, dude. Imagine being a producer. I'm barely one now.
I know.
I'm barely one now.
No,
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
That's not a comic event. You literally are barely a producer on the show.
I don't know what I'm doing.
No.
I don't know what producers really. I know that they organise stuff,
This is why I'm very mistrusting of them.
but I don't.
Not our ones.
No, our ones are brilliant, but the others.
Anyway, Harvey came on as a producer, then ended up ad-libbing so many lines that I was like, well, I should probably credit him with a writing credit, because he's just ad-libbing left, right, fucking centre here. And then he started writing more, did what Harvey does, which is just hit me with a lot of enthusiasm, and just turned up. Because
Turning up.
Half of anything is just turning up. So we just turned up a lot. And then we started writing the show, together, sort of scrapped the original pilot and sort of started like afresh, like completely, just again, basically.
Well, but actually, we use the
occasional line.
So when we on the original pilot we filmed, we ended up editing it to like 20 minutes. But we had like a lot of footage.
Yeah, a lot of footage.
So we had to edit that down, and then at that point we were like, "Fuck, what are we going to do with it? We could just stick it on YouTube or whatever." But then one of my friends,
I've just realised when I stand up straight, I'm not in frame here. I've got to keep.
Don't stand up.
Not stand up. Well, yeah, slouch.
Slouch. Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, you were saying one of our friends on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, and we've got 5 more minutes, but I'm gonna quickly tie this up. Yeah, one of my friends at the time, her friend was in like acquisitions at Lionsgate. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
And so she was like, "Do you want a meeting?" I was like, "Yeah, fine."
Lionsgate
so we sent them the video, and then we met her. She was a lovely lady, but we had no idea what we were doing, so we sort of went in and were like, "Hi," and she was like, "Well, hi guys.
Where's your storyboard?
What do you want?" And we were like, that we filmed, just way more of it, and probably as like 20 minutes each episode, and probably about 6 or 7 episodes.
We will not be doing a season 3.
Yeah, but that's kind of what we want. And she went, have you got? Well, okay, this is it. And we were like, yeah. And she was like, you need a script? And we were like, nah, we just nah. You clearly haven't understood what we're talking about. What we're doing is we want that, but again, on telly.
She didn't get it,
and
she gave us some fob to it. She was like, I normally deal more with movies. I was like, I know Paramount. No, not Paramount. Lionsgate. They, to be fair, they are more movies.
Yeah, they are. But
unlucky.
Yeah.
Fuck all money in that.
Yeah, no.
Foolish.
Can't win them all. Keep trying though.
We'll do both.
Yeah. But she basically said to us, look, guys, you need scripted at least 2 episodes. Idea of where the next few episodes go, character bios, be specific, just come back with do all this stuff, edit that little pilot down to like a little taster or teaser or whatever, like proof of concept, and then come back and ask me for ideas or whatever.
It was sound advice.
Actually. It was really good. Like she could have told us to fuck off, but she didn't. She was really lovely, and we went away, and then that's when we started writing. We did end up writing 2 episodes.
Yep.
And then we pitched other production companies with it. We emailed it around. Got nowhere.
Was this around the time that my career started taking off?
Yeah.
Right. Then my career started taking off.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, forget this.
No, actually,
because doing someone else's stuff and getting paid for it and flying out to location is way fucking easier than just having a show made.
Easier.
So much.
They handle it all.
So much easier.
Otherwise, we have to do it.
Oh, can't even tell you.
I don't like doing it.
Can't even tell you.
I do like doing it.
I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's way better.
It is just a lot of work.
Oh man.
And I am.
You're lazy the rest.
I'm pretty lazy, to be fair. I mean, I'm meant to be working now.
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday. It's 3 p.m.
Yeah, it's 3:05.
But yeah, we ended up pitching it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And there was
the whole Scooter Braun incident.
Oh yeah.
Scooter Braun of JB fame decided that he wanted to start making shows, so we got in front of him and his people. Yeah. They wanted to make it all American. Like, isn't this just like episodes from? No, it's not, and you don't get it.
Sorry,
you don't understand it.
But we've got a minute left. But
more than enough time.
Very, very quickly, we'll end on the first half, and then cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
Oh, okay. So what I'll say is, once I got back from when my career started leveling out again, it was a brief flash in the pan. I got probably. It's 2022. Got pretty depressed. Got pretty sad again.
Yeah.
Couldn't deal with doing the show or anything really.
Because we were faced with loads of a lot of
go
away.
Yeah,
a lot of you haven't got a literary agent. Why are you?
Yeah,
talking
like
to
a close circle.
It was like really like just. It was fucking rough.
Yeah.
Because how does anything get made then?
Literally.
How does anything get made?
You basically have fucking mates.
You have to have mates
who know people.
So, however. That's not the end of the story.
If anything, mate, it's just the beginning of the story.
You're wasting my fucking time. You're wasting my fucking time.
You fucking cunt. You don't know what you...
So Harvey. Can you fuck off first? Seriously, can you just... for a minute? So yeah, we're dealing with a lot of rejection. Everyone, like left, right, and centre. Because we were like, okay, we'll get a literary agent then, because everyone said we don't accept unsolicited scripts. So we're like, okay, we need to get a literary agent so we get it through the door. So we wrote to about 100 literary agents, and they all just told us to fuck off. Basically, because they said if you want a literary agent, you have to be recommended by an industry respected producer.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how am I going to meet one of them if I don't have an agent? Very difficult. Incredibly, very, 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 very difficult. So we kind of just it got to a point where it was getting us a bit sad, really.
And all this time, by the way, I think Mrs. Brown's Boys had 2 Christmas specials. So just to give you a track of where, imagine. I don't
BBC.
I don't want to keep comparing myself to him because he's a bad guy in many ways. But I don't know if you've seen the Kanye West documentary where he's going around and in his hand, right, he's got the College Dropout and he's going, "Excuse me, do you want to have a listen to the College Dropout?" And they're going, "You need to fuck off, big boy, because do you know what I mean? We're guns, bitches, and bling." And he's going, "Oh, I've got it's a song here. It's called Through the Wire." And they go, "No, fuck off, you clown." Like, and it's like, I can't tell you how much I relate to that.
I want to invest in Gary Glitter instead. He's a good lad, actually. He's a decent lad.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, Mrs. Brown's Boys, I don't want to slag him off, but
do slag him off.
BBC,
fuck off.
Educate,
fuck off.
Inform,
fuck off.
Entertain.
It's a disgrace.
It's
a fucking disgrace.
Come on, be better than.
It's a fucking disgrace.
But also, yeah. So the thing that we got sad is because we knew our show was really, really good, like really good, objectively, because we're brutal on it as well. Yeah, it's not like we're like, "Oh, this is amazing, we're done." It's like we've been doing it for years.
I keep wanting to cancel it.
I keep coming back.
I keep going. Let's throw this out the window.
So we got through that part of it, and we just kind of put it on hiatus, and then we still like in every now and again we'll email someone.
Well, there was the world shut down as well.
But then the world shut down, and then
so that's like, well,
that's done then.
Plus side, we both grew our hair out, which looked obviously fucking sick. That was wicked.
I miss it.
And then after that happened, we Harvey. This is not me at this point. So if we ever fall out and the show is really successful, this is me going on record as saying that if you didn't do this, it wouldn't have ever happened.
Sick.
That is that's a bit. He went and found some producers for us by just knocking on doors and wearing through his shoes, literally going, "Hello, this is that," and I'm at home just doing.
When was it? It was about November of last year.
Yeah, so
November of last year. It got to a point where number one, as actors, it can get very quiet. And I was just really fed up of like not working, and I was fed up of like just not having any control over what I was doing. And we'd just come out of the lockdown and the pandemic, and it was just a bit like, well, things are happening, but I'm not doing any of those things.
I know. Yeah.
So I was just like, well, I think I said to Matt, I was like, let's revisit the script. Let's maybe just film it ourselves and like just do it as a couple of short films, or a short film actually at first.
Yeah.
We'll film the first episode as kind of like we'll cast it and we'll film it, and it'll be a test and just for us. Just like, well, okay, well, we've done that, and that was us doing it. So I just put out a message, I think on Instagram, just saying, I need some advice for any producers out there that I could chat to. And a very lovely man called Paul, who I had worked with on like a...
Our producer's called Paul as well.
Yeah, is that?
Oh, this is Paul.
No, this is Paul. Lovely man called Paul, who is our producer now. Got in touch, and I knew him because I did a Zoom play with him during lockdown.
Oh.
So he was, I think, directing that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it was through Sophie's thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I did that.
The one where you all dressed up in 1920s
Yeah. I've never seen it. Nothing.
Doesn't matter.
Never seen it. Don't know what I did. Spent hours doing that. Paul's not seen it.
Just like Johnny Depp.
Exactly. No,
I'll let you come up to whether you decide whether that's a good or bad thing that I've referenced Johnny.
Oh,
obviously it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Yeah, you can't. Where was I? Oh yeah, and then Paul got in touch and was like, "Yeah, send me what you've got," because he thought it would be a short.
Couldn't be more wrong.
Couldn't be more wrong.
How many pages? Harvey,
at the
tell them in normal terms how many pages would be a pilot of a 25-minute episode normally.
Oh, 20 to 25 pages.
And how many pages is ours?
At the time, it was 48.
48 pages.
Yeah, but right, okay, and I will. So I sent it to him. Apparently, he looked at it and he was like, "Fucking hell!" I thought like, but I'd already said, "Meet me at this time at this location," so he couldn't back out.
Yeah, that's clever.
Yeah, very clever.
Always close loop it.
Always, close the end of the loop. So then I met him and he was like, "Yeah, I think I did read your script. I think it's genius." I didn't say genius. Those are not my words. Those are Paul's words.
Those are someone else's words.
Yeah, someone else's words. And then he was like, "Great." He got a friend of his who's also producer, Andy, who's another lovely man. And then they both were like, "Yeah, cool. We'll help you produce it, and you guys are showrunners and producers yourselves." So we're now in the process of that. We cast it already. We cast it through actors we know and respect.
Although anyone can go at any moment.
Yeah. At any moment. Except us, obviously. So yeah, and then it's just been an ongoing process, and now we're getting to the point where we've had a table read. When again, we talked about this last time.
I'm going to use this as a tester.
Yeah.
I'm going to fire Mike Lay. Okay? And if he watches this and calls me and says, "Hey man, why have you..." Then I'll
reconsider.
Him. If he doesn't, he's gone.
I was thinking
on.
I've got a lot of... I've got 2 friends that are female and Asian that would nail that part.
Cool. So that's done. Mike's out. Sorry, Mike.
Unless you call us... I don't want grovelling, but it would be like something.
Listen, he's had a baby, he's been busy, he's had stuff on. But where are your priorities, boy?
At least 15 minutes into this podcast.
He was the only actor from the original pilot who was fucking hilarious on the
brilliant.
day. So
He's brilliant.
I just gifted him another role.
Yeah, here you are. Here's sort your career out for life. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's not. Yeah, like here you go, mate. This is the lifetime changing role. Because The Office. Yeah.
All of them.
What's Martin Freeman gone on to do? Oh, just a little thing called The Hobbit. Yeah. Responder. Yeah.
Responder. You know what? Responder's really good.
I know, it is good.
The Hobbit's terrible.
It's really shit, yeah. Really bad. They've made 3 of them, and they were big movies.
Huge
movies.
Although I did watch them when I was feeling incredibly anxious. I watched them all back to back, and it bloody helped. That made me.
Why? Because they're ridiculous.
Well, they just go on and on and on.
They do go on. It's a very slight bit of text as well, The Hobbit. If you haven't read it, you can read it in an afternoon. You couldn't watch those movies in an afternoon because you'd get bored to tears.
I did.
You'd get bored to tears, Peter Jackson. I watched
all 3 of them back to back.
In one evening?
Nah, in one day.
One day. That was fine. That's all right.
I took a bit of me time for 3 months.
I drove to Edinburgh with no shoes on.
What am I like?
Whole Toblerone.
I've mistakenly run to Windsor.
And then so we're now in a position where I'm actually feeling like fucking brilliant about it. Because we've got control of it, and like it's something that
got a few shoot dates.
You've got shoot dates
down the line.
Yeah, we've got crew assembled and ideas and concepts to make those ideas a reality. I don't know. I'm just saying words now. But the point is, do things yourself if you can. But be prepared to get to fucking wear yourself to the bone over the period of about half a decade.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it. Because the reason I say that is because the reason I thought it'd be good to talk about it is because I had someone came up to me recently and they were like, "I've got a really good idea that, for a TV show. Would you be up for writing with me?" And I went, "No, not really, mate. Because I haven't even done mine yet. It's 6 fucking years.
Yeah.
Like no, and no matter how good you are, and he was lovely, bless him. But I was like, I said, what do you think? We're just going to write it and then that's it?
Yeah.
It's not. It's so hard. And I said that to him. He was like,
I keep. I mean, but the thing is, what I don't want to say to people, we haven't made it, right? It's not done, so I'm in no position to be giving advice.
No, but
if someone had told me how hard this would be to get my show that I consider really, really good made, I don't think I'd ever would have started.
I don't think I would have either.
If I'd known how fucking hard this is to get this over the line, then I would have just been like, "Oh, well, probably leave it then," because it is a fucking slog.
It's a slog,
and you go up and down and up and down and up and down, and it's not like, honestly, like I don't know, I can't compare it to anything else. Like trying to get like an incredible rig for summer, trying to get in shape, trying to eat healthy, try and battle mental health, all of those things I I'm gonna say all those things I've done. Get an amazing rig. No, I'm not that way. But
No, I know
the,
what
mental,
you mean,
the
yeah.
mental health bit and everything like, and the healthy diet and living like that stuff has like mini achievable goals that you change
Yeah,
day
and
by
like
day.
linear steps. Yeah.
This is just, there is no rule, rhyme or reason to any of it, and you've just got to keep going and being like, it is good, but then you can't just sit there being like, oh, it's so fucking good, it's done. So we had a table read, and
Yeah.
I was fucking sad after the table
Yeah.
read because only about like 25% of the jokes were class, 25%, 15% of the joke, I can't do this math.
Yeah, but let's just say
some of the jokes were really, really good, but the delivery from us was bad because we
Yeah.
were too focused on being like producers that day.
Yeah,
and not really reading.
we
properly.
hadn't read through it together.
Yeah,
properly
these-
for,
yeah,
for-
exactly.
for ages.
Exactly.
Oh,
So,
another step that we did in that 6-year period. We got rid of the original pilot, but we filmed ourselves basically like this.
Oh, yeah.
But in character,
was
doing,
huge.
we did that loads, and that was really, really good because it was like we're just putting out little bits here and there.
again, I don't want to give too much credit to drama school because as we all know, that's a fucking huge waste of time. But they do
Scam.
a thing called, it's a complete scam.
It's a con.
They do a thing called hot seating. Eventually, once you get all through the voice lessons and the breathing,
Yeah.
for 3 years, they will do a little bit of acting with you, and you do hot seating where you sort of like answer questions as the character. You've probably done it in like GCSE. Actually, everyone did it,
Yeah.
and that's kind of, I didn't even know we were doing it at the time. That's kind of what we were doing.
Oh, cool. Just sort of literally improvising in the
We were
scene.
improvising as in characters, and
Yeah.
actually that's where the characters went from being incredibly arrogant, crazy people to
way more
quite,
real people,
quite
yeah.
more real people genuinely trying to make a show who are just a bit misguided and
sure.
narcissistic.
Yeah, and I think and I think when you look at the actual what you said before about dealing with loss and grief and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it's about it. Like if we're making it that real, it makes sense that the characters feel
Has to be set in
real.
real. It
and
can't.
they-
So
exactly.
our shows that we love are like Arrested Development and like what's the word? I've gone off it now, but Always Sunny in Philadelphia is genius.
Yeah.
Those characters have come too
But
crazy. now.
they've jumped the shark.
Yeah, they're like cartoons now.
hugely, yeah, and they had a bit of that at the beginning, but
Whereas The Office, and
Less
I
so.
include The American Office in this, The American Office does still stay in. There is realness to those characters. They
less
don't become-
so than the less so
UK
than the US.
Office, they're all
so
real from
yeah.
start to finish.
And
From
you
start
get
to
like
finish.
proper nasty, like Chris Finch, like he's a proper
Scott's
villainous
fucking
bloke.
cunts,
It's not,
but
yeah.
so believable.
There's no, it's so well
Because
acted.
bad guys in real life, bad guys in your social life aren't walking around being like, hey, I'm the bad guy with my mustache. They're just like, they're kind of like normal, nice guys who
They
are
might
just
even be
horrible.
charming.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
They probably are charming. That's why they get away with it so much. But they're just fucking nasty people. Do you know what I mean? Like that, they exist, and writing those characters is really, really tough. Like I should know this. What's the name? What's the name of the character? Leo.
Yeah. So when we wrote it, it was he was a bit more dastardly, and we've rewritten it, and we probably will rewrite it again to make him a bit more.
I've written him as someone who everyone wants to fuck.
Yeah. I think, and that'll be down to the wonderful actor we've got playing him. Yeah, and I think the direction for that is play him like the most fucking cool, charming person ever, because what he's saying
Is abhorrent.
is pretty abhorrent.
So none of this
points.
will make any sense to you. I'm amazed if you got this far of watching this particular episode.
We're doing this for fun, though. Do you know what I mean? Again, do both, right? Like have a shit output that you can just do regularly. Shit out. Okay, let's call it shit out, and then have the one that you're focusing on and actually wanting to make good.
Have your day job. Do your shitty self-tapes for your fucking agent who gets pissy at you if you don't do them.
Do they?
Always at me.
What like
Always get cross at me when I don't do them.
To be fair, I mean, just have a good excuse.
What position am I in to not be doing auditions?
Yeah, depends what they are. I want you to play whore number 2.
I was Adrian McGreedy in Greed.
I know. McGreedy. The clue is in the name.
It doesn't matter that the cast won't speak to me anymore. We're all mates still.
And I've sent many emails.
We're all mates
Yeah.
still.
Good mates. Mr. Coogan. Steve Coogan.
I won't call him Mister.
No.
I'd call him
Steve.
I'd call him
Steve. You wouldn't.
I would. I'd call him Steve.
You wouldn't call him Steve.
Oh, Steve. No. I wouldn't
Yeah,
call
you
him.
would. Imagine that. Look at him in the eye. Steve, mate.
I say Steve.
Yeah, he'd probably like it though. I think he's like based on all of the stuff that he's ever done.
You know,
I think he's probably got a sense of humour.
I did get along with him really well. And Isla Fisher, right there, we were fucking mates on that
lovely.
set. We were such good mates on that set. And she
It's hard.
literally...
Do you know what I've realised?
Go on.
It's hard to keep in touch with people that you meet on set that like might be not famous, but like older, for instance. If you meet like an old someone I'm working with at the moment is like in his 50s.
No, it's so hard to.
And I'm like, I can't add him on Instagram because he doesn't have it. And
no.
I'm not going to ask his number.
I know.
I'm like, well, how am I going to do that?
I find it really hard to keep in touch with some of my closest friends.
Yeah, I do.
Let alone Stephen Fry, who I got the plane back with from Mykonos. Oh, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you're here, if you've watched this part, we've got 5 minutes left. This is a great question.
Yeah.
It's a great question.
Go on.
Speaking of Stephen Fry, this is quite a cool segue.
Yeah.
I was at the airport with him and David Mitchell,
Yeah.
and we were just chatting because our flight was delayed. People come over, ask photos, but for most time, about 3 hours, just there having coffee. And we'd exhausted all options of what to speak about, if I'm honest, right? If I'm honest.
Yeah.
3
3
hours.
hours.
I said to Stephen, David had gone off somewhere, and I said, it was 3 hours. I said, what do you think has had bigger impact on humanity? The internet or the ability of air travel?
The internet.
Why are you answering that so quickly?
Because obviously the internet.
Not obviously the internet.
Yeah, of course, obviously the internet. Because the internet enables you to be the smartest person on earth because you've got the answer to every question and mathematics.
Why are you answering so quickly? This is ridiculous. This is a profound question that I asked.
Right.
One of the greatest minds of our
What
time.
did he say?
He
said
said
internet.
He said that is one of the. That is a brilliant, fascinating question, young Matthew. His exact words.
Did he?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, it was.
I mean-
and we mused on it. We discussed it, and he's going. Well, in terms of getting aids to countries and giving food and like
I didn't think
Hiroshima
about
Hiroshima would never have happened.
I didn't think about that
because
either.
of the atomic bomb that we
The
dropped.
deployment, yeah.
The atomic, cause, and the war over the Second World War alone. Most of it's fought in the air, and the amount of and putting out forest fires with the ability to fly, and then the whole space race thing of getting to the moon, the ability that now we've gone to the moon, did we need to go there? It's a fascinating question, and you've just gone internet.
Well, also the internet wouldn't have been invented without air travel.
a child.
The internet wouldn't have been invented without air travel. I
So
presume.
now that I've told you all of the interesting bits,
there is more of an in-depth question.
of course it's more of an in-depth
But
conversation.
on the surface, planes, internet. I would say the internet's probably
Not
more...
just planes, the ability, the concept of air travel. It's ridiculous. It's broad in your mind, and you go.
Does that include rockets?
Of course, it includes rockets, Harvey. Well, you talk. Of course, it's mainly
Why? They go up. They don't go along.
air travel. Air travel.
But there's no air in space. But they do have to go through the air to get to space.
What other things has air travel been so important for? Loads of things. Think about how long it took you to fucking get places before air travel. World trade.
Yeah, but I went to Paris over the weekend. I didn't get on a plane.
9/11 has had one of the biggest impacts on humanity that we will ever see in our lifetimes, and that is simply because of planes. It's a huge question.
I would say it's about religious fundamentalism more than planes.
But they can't do anything unless they had the planes, Harvey.
That's true.
They just sat in their village going, "Oh, I'm bloody furious about this." Do you know what I mean?
But maybe they would have just walked. Maybe what they would have done instead of a plane, they would maybe a train.
They tried trains in London.
Did they?
Yeah,
I thought buses.
7/7, both.
Buses.
Both.
Oh.
It was both.
It was
Where were you in 7/7?
I was in London.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't. My girlfriend at the time, I would have been about, 17. My girlfriend at the time was working on work placement in Edgware Road.
17.
Yeah, and I remember she got stuck and I was in London and we couldn't meet up.
Broke up with them.
Yeah. Because she's a slag.
I'll let you know
Actually, she's not.
what's I'll let you know what Stephen Fry said. Do you want to guess what he said?
The internet.
I'm so annoyed. He said the internet, but only because
We are going to cut out in a minute.
we are in 1% of what the internet will do, and it's already done so much. So over the bigger course, the internet is obviously going to be more impactful on humanity But what a fantastic and interesting question, young Matthew. Someone ended with young Matthew.
It's
So
important that
we built a rapport.
that's the end of that lecture.
You started calling them lectures.
Because they are, I think they are educational. I do think they are educational, and it's important that they know that they are getting their minds expanded. Because most people are fucking idiots.